Hello. Today we're talking about money again. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I'm a freelance copywriter and blogger. And today we're going to get into the difficult and uncomfortable topic of rates and money yet again. I've already done a video on this, which I'll link up there and down there, but some stuff has come up on Twitter recently, and I say recently because I'm recording this in late June, but you're probably going to be watching it late July, early August. Some stuff has come up which has led me to believe that we need to have the chat again. Before I get into the bulk of this video, I do want to remind you to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you are regular here and you like what you see and you want to support me and be a pal. It really helps me out. I'm only maybe a handful of subscribers away from hitting 500, and I know in the grand scheme of YouTube that's not a lot, but it's a lot to me, and it's a really nice thing that you can do for me. So if you do enjoy watching these videos, it's a massive help. Helps me with the YouTube algorithm as well. So give a little thumbs up. So for me, this particular topic of prices and rates kicked off again at the end of last year. I attend CopyCon, the Pro Copywriters Conference, every year, or I try to every year, and they give out their annual report. And on my train journey home from the conference, I was browsing through the report, and I happened to see that there was quite the discrepancy in rates between men and women. So it looked like the women were charging typically 30% less than their male freelance counterparts across the board. And I kind of thought that that was a bit shit and sucked a bit. I often cite Pro Copywriters as the place to go if you're looking for a rate benchmark, a day rate benchmark. And yeah, so I saw this and I was like, oh shit, that's not good, is it? I mean, there's a gender pay gap when we're working in-house and we're salaried. Why the fuck are we doing it to ourselves? And I am aware that the survey sample size that they use for the Pro Copywriter survey is about 500, so it's not massive, and therefore, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not, you know, a global view, as it were. It's just the UK, our small little area, but still not great, right? So I kind of tweeted about it at the time and I was like, yo, this isn't great. Like, what the fuck are we playing at? Y'all, we need to put our prices up. Which goes without saying. I'm always telling people to put their prices up. I've put my prices up a couple of times since I launched. They could still be higher. I'm getting there. So very, very recently, I think it was last week or the week before that, it came to my attention that there were two creative freelancers who had put a survey into circulation where they were asking freelance creatives to anonymously give their day rate so that they could kind of build a picture of the disparity between the different disciplines and genders. So at the risk of butchering their names, it was Alex Holder and Anna Codria-Rideau. So I'll just put their details up here for you. So I had a little click through and had a browse through the rates, and yet again there is a massive gap, and again this time not just between genders but between kind of the different types of jobs. There's a huge gap because, as we've talked about before on this channel, really there are no rules when it comes to how much a freelancer could charge. There's not really a standard. It's just tends to come down to the confidence and the experience and the discretion of the freelancer in question. So with that in mind, why the fuck are we not charging more? That's what it's led me to think. Why the fuck are we not charging more? And it led to a slew of people on Twitter saying, why the fuck are we not charging more? So I thought I'd bring the conversation here to YouTube and ask that same question, why the fuck are we not charging more? My friend Sarah Townsend has recently published a book about freelance survival skills, and in it, well, she covers pretty much everything to do with being a freelancer and getting started as a freelancer across all industries and disciplines, not just writing. And one of the things that she covers is treating your business as a business. If you don't invest in your business, you don't view it as a business or think about it as a profitable, growing business, you're never going to see the kind of growth and success that you're looking for as a freelancer. You're just going to be scraping a meager living. And I think that's very, very true. When you treat it as just you going in saying,
"Oh, is £5 okay?"
then yeah, I mean, who's going to take you seriously as a professional and as a business? Who's going to pay you that big money if that's how you're behaving when it comes to talking about prices or setting your rates? New one. So now I'm going to get into the whole thing of how you tackle setting prices, talking about prices, and just feeling more comfortable with that whole situation. So according to the Pro Copywriter survey, at least the 2019 edition, 59% of freelancers prefer to charge by project. I definitely agree with this. This is something that I do, and this allows you to predict how much time the project is going to take and account for that in your price. Account for how much help and support that particular specific client is going to need. You factor that in. How much research will you need to do? You factor that in. How many rounds of amendments or tweaks do you think you're going to need to do? You factor that in. And I typically like to add half a day buffer because I absolutely fucking suck at guessing how long shit is going to take me to do. When you get all of that together, that is your project fee. And obviously it's going to differ project to project, client to client, and that's exactly how it should be. So make sure that you are doing that for every single project and that you are covering off your bases. You need to be including research, times taken for meetings, calls, any of that shit, because every hour that you are working, you're on the phone chatting about just an idea that they've had, or they're concerned and they're emailing you like, oh, what about this? Every minute that you spend doing that is costing you money as a business. And you deserve to earn money every time you are working, and that includes research, editing, meetings, all of that good shit. So do make sure you're factoring that into your price, because that's how the majority of us as freelancers are charging their clients. You can also choose to charge a day rate. Around 40% of freelancers also do this. And sometimes if a client just wants to hire me, they've got a to-do list, they're like, shit man, I need all of this stuff done. I'm like, right, my day rate is this, book me out for the day, give me the task list, I'll bosh it out for you, no problem. A day rate's also really handy if you are pricing up a project. You kind of have a little base rate to figure out what that's going to come out to at the end based on how many days it's going to take you to do it. So by day is also acceptable, project is probably best. So you feel weird about talking about money, right? I know you do, because I do. So I've gathered some tips from my fellow freelancers on how they like to get around the thorny issue of getting comfortable discussing money. And the first tip comes courtesy of my friend Penny, who is quoted in Sarah's book as saying that she likes to write her day rate out, stick it up in front of her at her desk so she is always looking at that. And over time, you get more comfortable seeing your price, and then when somebody asks you, it doesn't feel like a daunting figure when you're telling them, because you see it all the time. It just helps you get a bit more comfortable with it. And I have to say, I've done this and it does work. So thank you, Penny. The next tip comes from Andy Masnan, who has taught me and is renowned in the copywriting industry for his badassery. Now, Andy likes to teach freelancers to look in the mirror and say the rate. Say it again, say it again, say it with confidence, look yourself in the eye, just say it out loud, because like sticking the price up in front of you written down, when you're saying it out loud, you start to take the edge off of saying it, because let's not forget, when you tell people how much you charge, you have to sound confident. You have to sound assured. You can't be like, oh,
I was thinking maybe this much.
You have to be like, this is how much it is. And then if they come back at you and say, oh, that's really high, then be like, okay, well, what is your budget? I'll tell you what I can deliver for that amount of money. And if you can't come to an agreement, then maybe suggest that you put the job out to other freelancers in your network who would be happy to work for a slightly lower rate than yours. There we go. Easy as. But Andy says that looking at yourself in the mirror and saying it over and over and over again helps you get over the hurdle of feeling weird about talking about money. He always says that you have to sound confident, like it's not a big deal. You have to be able to say it exactly like it's not a big deal, because as soon as you begin to feel like it's a big deal, it's going to come across in your body language, in your face, in your voice, and then people are going to realise you're not too sure about that rate that you've just quoted, and you can probably be haggled down to something really low. And you can't, because you watch my channel. No viewer of mine charges those Fiverr and Upwork rates. No viewer of mine is writing 500-word blog posts for £5. So that brings us to the end of the video here. A little bit different from what I usually do, but when I saw this pop up on Twitter again, I thought, shit man, this has come up quite a few times. Obviously there's something in there that's worth talking about, and I just wanted to kind of get more awareness for this campaign that Alex and Anna have put out on Twitter, just to really show you can charge more. Other people are. Why are you not? If you want to run a really profitable business and really value your business and value yourself as a professional and really kind of earn a proper business revenue, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to not put yourself into a gender pay gap. Why are you making yourself bargain bin? Your fucking glass cabinet behind the counter, not bargain bin. If you like this video, please, again, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. I put videos out every 2 weeks, and you can find fresh content on my blog every 2 weeks. I like to alternate it, I like to keep things fresh. So head over to my website as well. I'll put the link below, have a little browse around. And yeah, if you've got any comments or questions, put them in the comments section below and I'll answer them for you. Or you can find me on Twitter at EJ Cownley and I'll happily chat with you there. So that just about does us for today. I'll see you back here, same time, same place, in 2 weeks for more Kiss My A's. Take care. Peace out.